First of all, I want to say welcome to you, and I have a few questions about your universities. Okay, then, so could you please give some information about your own universities, please?
Sure, I can start. York University is the third largest university in Canada, and we're the second largest in our province of Ontario. We have programs in pretty much anything that students want to study. So whether it's liberal arts, business, engineering, environment, health, pretty much anything, students can study it at York. And we're located in Toronto, one of the most multicultural and diverse cities in the world.
Okay, what about you?
I'm with the University of Alberta, which is located in the city of Edmonton. It's in Western Canada. The province of Alberta is Canada's economic hub, home to a lot of our natural resource industries. So it's a very vibrant, economically booming place to be. The University of Alberta is in the top 5 universities in Canada. We're very well known for our engineering, science, and technology programs, as well as a very strong school of business. But you can study over 200 different specializations in 18 faculties. And all of our co-op and internship programs are accessible for international students as well. We have over 6,000 international students from 150 countries, and we have about 39,000 students. So even though the city of Edmonton is about 1 million people, it's a sizable university, and there's always things going on.
Okay, thank you. So, why do you think in the just recent years, so there's a huge increase in the number of students who are just willing to study in the Canadian universities? So, why do you think every day more and more Turkish students just prefer studying in Canada?
Well, I think all of our schools have seen an increase in international students, and I think a lot of it is because Canada is such a wonderful place to study. You have all the 4 seasons. So you have winter, yes, we have snow, but we also have a spring and a fall and a summer.
So this is just what I know about Canada. It's just always, you have always just very long winters.
No, we don't. And of course, every province and territory is a little bit different, but generally we do get all the 4 seasons. And the caliber of education in Canada is great. 95% of our universities are publicly funded, which means that it doesn't matter really what school you choose to study at. Students should really find the right fit. Do they want to be in a big city, a small city, a big school, small school? Those are the types of things that they consider.
We have over 90 universities in Canada. 4 of them are in the top 100 in the world. So you're getting a very high quality, high value for your education. But our tuition fees and our cost of living is across the board generally cheaper than our American or British counterparts, but you're still getting a high quality education, you're getting that access. And I think students from Turkey are seeing the value and recognizing the value of going to Canada. It's a multicultural, diverse, safe environment to be in, and the value of education is great. And also, a very attractive thing about studying in Canada is that students have the opportunity to work. So whether it's working part-time on campus, whether it's working part-time off campus while you're a student, or whether it's applying for a postgraduate work permit, which allows you to work up to 3 years legally after you graduate and gain that work experience. That's a really important piece, and I think Turkish students are starting to see that there's a high value in that.
Okay. So what are the most important things for the students? What are the most important things that students must know before applying your universities? What do they have to do?
Well, something that they don't have to do is necessarily the ÖSSE. So we really do focus on generally the final year of study for students. We look at prerequisites for particular programs. So if a student wants to study engineering or business or liberal arts, they have to make sure that they have the prerequisites for that particular program. And of course, language skills. All our universities look at different language tests, but generally IELTS or TOEFL. Some of us have our own tests, but those would be the higher level things that we're looking at.
But SAT is not required, am I right?
No SATs, no ACTs.
That's something that I think is also attractive, is that in Canadian universities, we do want a high quality, a high caliber student. So we're looking generally at how well that they're performing in their classes. We know that Turkish students are and after China and India, the really strongest top students in math and science courses, we know that students in Turkey are very capable of succeeding and doing well in Canadian universities. But we also know that it's very, very stressful to have to prepare personal statements, to have to, prepare these essays, to do SATs, ACTs. If you're doing the SSA, it's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
So it's almost a little bit more relaxing in a way for a student to know that all they really need is to submit their documents, submit the English translation or certified translation of their Lycée Diplomasa scores, have a TOEFL or an IELTS or an English test score. Sometimes we'll ask for course descriptions, and some programs will require portfolios, but for the most part, it's a very straightforward, easy application process. And a lot of our scholarships are also automatically awarded.
Okay, so according to what do they have a right to get just scholarships in a way? So what are your criteria about that?
So the overwhelming majority of our scholarships are merit-based. So if you have a high GPA, above 85% is usually considered very competitive, and then it goes up. Students are automatically awarded academic excellence scholarships. Faculties will sometimes say, this is a great student. So we will give them a little bit of extra scholarship money from the specific school or faculty. We also have some sports scholarships. They're minimal, but they are available to students who want to be student athletes. And we also have a wide variety of leadership scholarships, voluntary service scholarships, scholastic distinction awards. Most of them are automatically awarded. The larger awards you would have to apply for, and we always encourage students to apply as early as possible.
And we want to see leadership qualities and what makes the student different.
Okay. So, do you take any precautions for the students who might have language barriers when they just come to Canada?
We realize that sometimes students are worried that their language skills may not be as strong as they wish, but there are always lots of supports available for students. Both of our universities have a very strong bridging program. So if a student wants to further their English language skills, or maybe their TOEFL or IELTS score is a little bit lower, but they have the academic GPA to enter our programs, what they can do is they can come and study a language course for a semester or two, and then get that extra support, and then enter into their faculty or enter into their full-time program of choice. We also have an International Student Services Center at York. I believe it's called the Red Zone.
International.
Yeah,
We have
York
Red Zone
International.
for students as well, yeah.
There's all kinds of academic supports. There's student counseling available. Students who are worried about a language barrier should realize that, we have over 6,000, 7,000 international students usually coming to both of our campuses. So a lot of them are in the same boat, and a lot of them are finding their way in their first year. But a lot of them come out of the experience 4 years later knowing that they were really well supported.
Yeah, and we do offer English as a second language courses for our students as well, and they can take them as long as they feel they need to.
Okay. So why do you think students should just prefer your universities?
I think that in Canada in general, any school that a student chooses is going to be a good school. And so we really do encourage students to do research and look at, the academics, look at the student life, look at the different resources that students offer. I don't think it's fair to say that, one university may be better than another. It's really just about students finding the right fit.
Some students like to be in a big, busy environment. They might prefer a larger school. Some students like to have a little bit more of a community feel. Both of our campuses, for example, have a smaller bilingual French language campus. So if a student is looking to perhaps do a bilingual degree, if a student wants to study in an environment that is more hands-on, more cooperative, they can look at some of the science and tech schools. If students want to have a more comprehensive education, it really is up to the student to think about what their passion is and to look at where they would have the best fit. All of our campuses have very strong supports, strong student life, really good work-life balance, And, you know, across the board, getting an education in Canada is definitely a good value. It's a good investment, and it's a quality education.
Okay. Okay then, so I'd like to thank you for both for coming and just answering my questions here and just having chat with my students. So thank
Thank
you.
you very much for having us. Thank you very much.
Okay, thanks.